Something that I'm realizing today, especially, I try to take the next right action every single day, and I try to make all the best actions I possibly can make in a day, whether it be prayer, whether it be meditation in the morning. And I get answers from these things, like, these things actually work. And the thing is, I truly love to self sabotage in the form of thinking negative upon my own life. Like, I don't like to think that I actually have an option in life, and I like to think of the worst case scenario, the worst narrative that is going on in my mind and my biggest fears, and then put them in the forefront instead of believing the things that God has shown me on this day, that I'm eternally free. I have so many options, so many possibilities. But I think the fact is that I'm scared of the person that I can be. That's I think that's the biggest fear that I have, is that I'm scared of the person that I can possibly be. It's not the fact that I'm scared of not being the person that I'm destined to be, but it's that I'm scared to be the person that I'm destined to be. And that's a fear that I constantly fight every day. And that's where self-sabotage comes in play, because every single time I'm getting closer, every single time I hit a revelation, every single time I'm doing the right thing for days on end, I start to hear this voice louder and louder, louder and louder in my head of just give up now, just give up now, just give up now. And I take that as though, now that I'm thinking a different perspective, like, all right, I have to be on the right track because I'm thinking all these negative thoughts of give up now, give up now. Nah, keep pushing and know that this is the trick. This is the last little level to get over this last little hump, and it's a crazy reality to think of, and it's a weird dynamic in which you want to succeed, but then a whole other side of you doesn't want yourself to succeed, wants to fall into the fear, wants to fall into the comfort, wants to be the person that you definitely don't want to be. And life is so complicated in the way of you can grow all these perspectives, and then you can all of a sudden be scared of the place that you're going. And even in the best perspectives, even in the best places that you're going, there's a dark side of it that's so easy to fall into. And I love to call this like new levels, new devils. Every single time that I go up to another level, every single time I get to another place in my life, I find a new devil. I find a new way to destroy myself, or I find a new way in which strays me off the path. And I could dive into it if I want, and I could not dive into it if I want, but I often dive into it and then learn my lessons. But one thing that I'm learning, like, every single day is that, there's people in this life that pretend like they try, and then there's people that really try, and then there's people in this life that pretend to be smart, and they actually aren't smart because they pretend to be smart. And then there's people in this life that pretend to be dumb, that are smarter than the people that pretend to be smart. And the people that pretend to be nice because they want to portray being a nice person, oftentimes are the meanest fucking people, because they're not actually nice. They're just pretending to be nice and want you to think they're nice, although they're thinking completely different things. So I'm not pretending to be anything. Pretending to be, I don't know. I'm not going to say I'm not pretending to be anything, because we're all pretending to be whatever we want to be, because it's hard to be something that you don't see or you are not yet, so but I'm not pretending to be anybody else but me, and I'm not pretending to know all the answers. I'm not pretending to act like I can't fail, or my failures aren't the best thing that could happen into my life, because the best thing that could happen into my life, and the best thing that has happened into my life, is the failures that taught me and grew me into the man that I want to be. And the only way I'm going to get to the person or the man that I want to be is by letting go of my ego and failing in all these ways in which I don't want to fail. And when the fear becomes very strong and very hard, and the journey becomes hard, that's when I have to lean into it even more. So I'm not pretending to be anything but a beginner, because I am simply a beginner in everything that I'm struggling with in life, and love, and a relationship with loving myself. I'm 22 years old. I'm a freaking retard, and I'm gonna just continue to let myself know I'm an idiot, because that's the only way in which I'm gonna learn. That's the only way in this life that I'm gonna learn and grow and to be a better person. The people that stay stagnant think that the way that they're doing things, and a version of insanity is thinking that the way that you do things is actually correct. Most of the ways in which I do things are completely and utterly wrong, and I have to find a new perspective and a new way every single day. And once I accepted this, my life has completely changed. I've been able to see a reality that I was not able to see before, and I'll continue to see a new reality the more I uncover and the more I discover. And when you stop discovering is when you think you actually know, or when you think you actually have it. You get in the illusion of this is who you are, or this, that, and this, because you want to be in the illusion. But the fact of the matter is, you'll never know that you're not it if you don't break that illusion and open up your mind. It's about having an open mind. It's about moving forward, and it's about seeing clear. So just see clear, be, and let these things happen, bro. Just let life move through you and flow, because simply, man, it's happening for you. All the things that you want to be are going to happen in due time for you, not to you, for you. In the way that life works. So like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy out. This is just a little quick video. Yeah.